Hi guys, this is Cindy over at paper.old.new. This is going to be kind of an experiment because I have turned off my big overhead light and I just have my camera light, which is what you can see here in the glare. And I'm going to try and bump up the brightness with my editing software, but we'll have to see how it goes. I wanted to show you these ephemera books that I've been making, and they are acetate pages, so there would be a huge glare if I kept my overhead light on. So we're going to give this a try and see how it works. I'm still working on trying to figure out where I can put lights that won't do the overhead glare thing. Anyway, I got these books off of Amazon. They are scrapbook 3-ring binders. So I had these pages that were divided up for photographs. Can you see you can see this one is 4x6 and these are 3x4. Well, that's 4, so these are 4 and then half of that, so 3x6. 3x4. And then I have some pages back here that are 4x4 and 4x6. And then I have some in the back that are 4x6 going the other way and 4x6 going this way. And it's got this weird strip pocket in the middle, which I may or may not use. I didn't put any craft paper in there. I had mentioned in a Walmart haul video or something, I think, who knows where it is or whether or not you've seen it, that I bought craft paper because I needed it for a specific project for an ephemera book. And this is what I am making. Okay, sorry about that. So, I don't remember quite where I was. I had to take off for a minute. So if I repeat, I apologize. I bought craft paper and I made these little inserts for these pockets. The acetate is really slick, and this didn't completely solve the problem of them slipping. They still do, but it helped because the craft paper isn't as slippery as the acetate, so putting them in the pocket, they were just falling out the top. So I made these little things, and the other thing I did was I made them long, and I made them have a little fold at the bottom so that I grabbed the one from the page behind. So that when you pull it out, you can leave it sit there and you can get the ephemera. And then if you tuck it back in the pocket under this little lip, it'll all just kind of slide back down in there. I also left a little bit at the top so that you could pull it out. I'm thinking about trimming this off so that there's just a tab to pull from. Although I will say that would probably mean taking them out, and they're kind of a pain to get in and out. I did measure them. It took me a while. I had to cut them all, fold them all, score them all. And now they line all the pockets in this ephemera book. And in the very back, I have space for large ephemera that doesn't fit in a pocket. And I've got a few of those back here. I've made 2 of these books. This is kind of my ephemera book for stuff that I've cut out, ephemera that I've salvaged from picture books and stuff. So I started with, a children's book, and I have pictures like this. And then I also have from the, it's a lot easier if you pull it out like that and then slide that down in there and then slide the whole thing back. But I also have pictures from like that book of animals, that an animal encyclopedia. I cut that up and put it in here. And I've kind of started off, since I started off with animals, I've kind of started off with, foxes, different rodents. This is bats, mice, odd duck animals. That's a platypus. These are rabbits, giraffes, cats. I think these are, and then, and it just goes from there. And I mean, I'm not going to be able to necessarily separate every little thing out. These are weasel-like animals, rhinoceroses and elephants, monkeys, bears, So like that, and these pages are, I will say this, these pages just fit. It's lucky I have these slotted holes in 2 of them, because otherwise I think they wouldn't. I had a lot of birds. I get a lot of bird ephemera, so I've cut up a couple of books that have birds in them, and I have a lot of bird ephemera, so I kind of am trying to separate the birds. Blue, birds of prey, kind of. These are robin type birds. These are just generic tree birds, gulls. You know, I'm having trouble with trying to figure out how to separate everything out exactly, but and it'll just be a matter of flipping through as I go and finding things that I put in here. Like here's a Thomas Kincaid picture that I tucked in this particular pocket. These are from that book with the little animals in it. These were like little bookshelves, a book with a stuffed elephant, you know, like household things. There's clocks in there and stuffed animals and, you know, stuff like that. So it's just a matter of separating. And I have some back here. These are larger birds. Here's owls. This has birds with nests. So it's an entire scene. I think this is water birds. You know, so I kind of am separating them out. And like I said, I have 2 of these binders. So this one I'm using for stuff I cut out of books. Right now, that's how I'm doing it. Now my other one, I have an empty one. Here's this one. As you can see, it's empty. Same sort of deal. I put craft paper in all the pockets, except in the back where I have the really big, for pages or, you know, whatever I want to stick back here. One of my thoughts for sticking back there would be like large pieces of packaging that I want to turn into tags or, you know, stuff like that. Now, what I do have around here somewhere is, I mean, we buy it by the ton. This is a box of Tim Holtz ephemera that I had from before when I was trying to make my ephemera book. And these ones were unwrapped, and I took them all out. And I emptied the ephemera book, and now I have to organize those. But then I also have, like, I have these giant stamp stickers. I have this deco paper pack. I have more of these Tim Holtz, this Tim Holtz ideology stuff. I mean, there's just tons of it in here. And then I have these cards that he does. I'm not even sure where those will fit. How tall are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'll just fit in one of the tall or the long 4x6 things. Here's more stamps. So I now am going through the process of sorting all of my ephemera so that I have it at the ready to use when I'm doing projects. Because as of right now, my ephemera is just kind of a mess. I mean, look at all this that's open. And then I have this other stuff that came from scrapbook paper kits. So like these are die cuts from scrapbook paper kits. And I mean, they are themed a little easier, so I may put them in with the Tim Holtz stuff. I also have, like, you know how sometimes the cut-aparts from a scrapbook kit are almost like Project Life cards where they'll have sayings and stuff like that on them? I have a whole ton of those. I have these kind of journaling cards. You know, there's just a ton of stuff. And I needed a way to sort it and store it, because otherwise it's just in boxes where I forget about it and flip through it and go crazy trying to figure it out. And, I mean, this is a Tim Holtz card kit. There were like 50 cards in this kit, and they came in different sizes. So you got these tall ones, and you got these little ones, and I think there was one other size. Yeah, there's this size. So you got these, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're double-sided, and they're just really neat. I think they're cut-aparts from his, they look a lot like his like those collage paper pads he does. They look a lot like pieces off of those. So, yeah. So I have all of these to put away. And then there's the idea of how do I sort them? Because my brain looks at it and goes, how do I organize this? If any of you have any suggestions, feel free to leave me a comment, because I would love to have... I've been searching online, as a matter of fact, for... Sorry. I've been searching online, as a matter of fact, for ideas on organizing ephemera, and, you know, how to separate it and how to put it into piles and categories and stick it into pockets. And especially when you get so much in a pack and it's different categories and it's different. Like, look at all of those flowers. I mean, that's a ton. And I'm going to have to separate them. Normally what I end up doing is separating them by color. So like I'll put all the pink flowers in, or I'll separate them by color and size, depending on how many I have. Because I know there's flowers in this box too. And then I have to figure out how to separate all of these little snippet things. All the labels, I suppose, could go in, you know. I mean, like I said, how far down do you go to separate stuff? I guess it depends on how much room you have to store it. Okay, so that was just a quick little run through of what I'm doing with my ephemera and my ephemera storage. I'm not necessarily going to sit here and sort ephemera with you. That'll be something that I do in my spare time, sitting in front of the TV probably. I'll just take this box out and start spreading out pieces and putting them into, you know, piles based on Lord only knows what, because I don't actually know how to separate them. And figuring out how to sort them and store them. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I hope this gave you maybe an idea. These were pages. I did not go out and buy these reflections pages with the photos. I had bought these a while back with an eye toward maybe including them in some scrapbooks and stuff, and I just never used them. So this wasn't something that I went out and bought. Now, I did buy the binders to go, because I found when I tried to put them in a post-bound scrapbook and then added all of this craft paper, it made the pages much thick. Plus, I was going to add things into the pockets, and it was sticking out the end of the scrapbook. So I did go on a hunt for some sort of 3-ring binder that these would sit in without sticking out the front. Not to mention the fact that the post-hold scrapbooks, they're not meant to hold a stack that thick. They do have extenders for the posts, but they're not meant to hold a stack that thick. So a nice thick 3-ring binder works better. And you know, so that's why I ended up with these, and I looked for something that was 12 by something. Preferably 12 by something other than 12, because the pages are 12 by 12, and this way they don't stick out, they're not hanging all out the end. All right, well, like I said, thanks for stopping by and checking in with me. This is a show and tell video, so like I said, these show and tell videos are just going to be quick little videos, maybe, of things I'm doing to process or work with things, and show you what I'm up to off camera. So I hope you liked this one, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.